forget her, she's a troll. Why do you think that that's a bad thing, though? Because when I look at
pragmatism is a garbage way of thinking.
Right, but why do you think it's bad? Because then if you send your kids to private school...
It's a garbage way of thinking.
But most people go to public school and they won't be able to compete with your kids.
But pragmatism has nothing to do with private or public school. It has everything to do with how you as an individual think.
Yeah, but you think the way... Okay, but if you're raised in a... They cannot influence private schools, they influence public schools, right?
Bro, I don't think you're getting it. Pragmatism has nothing to do with private or public school.
But you're saying he fucked the philosophy of the educational system.
Yes, because of pragmatism.
Yeah,
go ahead, Andre, explain it. No, for everyone, for how people think, how teachers think, how professors think. This is a philosophy.
God, Simon is getting emotional.
He's just a brainwashed American.
I appreciate you at least admitting I really don't.
Nothing new. It's embarrassing, though, to listen to it.
Andre, go ahead.
So, just really quickly, Simon, you're going to hate me for this because I'm going to disagree with you. I think the idea of scaffolding.
Another layer that I don't think Diego is
idea. This is like Jewish.
Please, guys, let me get one more.
Education.
When
you have different subjects that kind of crossing each other. One to focus on would be Paulo Freire and Henry Giroux and McLaren. I think this is the other guy who injected this idea that teaching is not just a process of creating individuals who are functioning within society and are capable individuals in the
I was thinking of you.
Howard Zinn coming out in the 90s with a trash.
This is the, can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is the definition of low IQ dumb people wasting time talking about nothing.
Andre's very good at that. Andre is so good at talking about nothing. Rabbi's good at talking about nothing. So let me just exit that. Let me just exit that. Give us a little quiet.
Hey, full disclosure, but I can't waste my time with you. But I did want to just check in.
We have more videos for you, Edwin.
You have more gossip?
No videos for
Somebody was asking me for the Diego video of him doing the debate, and I didn't have it, but
which state?
With Jay Dyer or something.
I'll just Google Jay Dyer and his name. You will get it.
What's his name again?
Robert Taylor.
Robert Taylor. Doesn't it even sound like a totally made up name?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I think I've like created that name before on like some fake application or something. Such a generic name.
That's funny.
I bet you that's not his fucking real name.
These are some videos. Just copying.
Abby, I bet you he legally changed his name, and that's not even his real name.
Yes, that's what I was just talking to Benjamin, and then I was like, I'm sure he just like literally wanted to sound more white. That's why he changed it to something. I can totally actually.
Could you imagine being somebody? It's almost like body dysmorphia, technically. It's so funny. JDS, TDS, I mean, it's all just basically body dysmorphia. Everybody's technically suffering from body dysmorphia. Oh my god, it's so funny. What did you want to, what is it? What are they?
These are some interviews that he did.
Jesus, he's done even more interviews?
With the woman, is that his wife?
Probably.
Let me see which one.
Oh damn, somebody.
The second one again?
Oh, maybe I got kicked from the room. I can't go back in.
No, it's not the second one.
Let me see here. The creators of Praxcrow. Oh my god.
I was at a friend's birthday party. Crystal Bell says, hey,
New Hampshire Liberty Forum 2012. Praxcrow.
The first one.
by his ends, and his end was that I want to achieve a peaceful society.
Who's that woman?
Selfish reasons for reading it. I thought it was going to make me a better writer.
Oh, here. Look
Okay,
at
it was
this.
called Human Actions, the best title you could ever have for a book. And I honestly, he kept talking about means and ends, and I was like, well, this is exactly what we talk about in writing class. This is, you're always told to write about a character and his
It looks like
objectives
Gandhi
and
in
how
the
his
front.
means are, and his ends and all those
Robert
kind of
Taylor
things.
and Prashant
And then I started reading it,
Pawar.
and then suddenly I realized, Jesus, this is a science, and there's a whole, this is a complete formal system of deriving knowledge about reality. So I was able, I didn't understand human action the first time.
Holy shit. Oof. I didn't understand human action. Yikes. Like, this is like somebody talking about nothing, but not knowing they're not even talking about anything. It's brutal to watch, but, you meet all kinds of retards. Everybody's got to have a shtick, like Subscribe Now or Subscribe Podcast is my shtick. I mean, it's really no different, because I'm just essentially like, if you're so dogmatic or one position, dude, you're inflexible and stupid, and you got dandruff. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why you got dandruff, because you're inflexible. You're fat. You can't touch your toes.
Oh, no. No, I can touch my toes.
Okay.
You want me to do it right now?
Listen, I just like to call catfishes catfish. People are calling you out and criticizing you too, Abby. I hope you know that.
I don't care if they criticize me. There's the difference between me and Nora.
Like, Issa doesn't want to have
I
anything
know
to do
I'm
with you.
ugly. I never said I was pretty.
Issa says she wants to have nothing to do with you, and she's ugly.
Yeah, but she said.
Why would I care if your child, you choose to put him in public school, so you suffer. I don't mind that. My job is to make sure that I properly place my child in a situation where they get to be advantaged. So you're making it easier for my child to be relatively better off. So why would I mind that? In fact, I support that. Also, I tutor on the side, so I benefit from the horrible schooling system.
Does he even have children?
In the end of the day, things are what they are for a reason, and that's what I said. It's a measure of individual choices. As an individual, you do have the incentive to have a horrible education system. That's why we have them.
Yeah, I don't know what this girl California is on about right now.
She simply doesn't understand basic, but she's a troll.
No, I'm embarrassed. I mean, you guys are all speaking English on an internet app that was built by Silicon Valley, which was built by the United States due to pragmatism. All of you are hypocrites.
But how is what I said not pragmatic?
And it's embarrassing. I'm sorry.
But how is what I said not
It's
pragmatic?
not embarrassing.
You need to get into
you have no idea about
because
what
that's
the
how
ideas are.
countries work.
Can you explain how what I said is not pragmatic?
And you should be embarrassed because you're actually admitting that you're a pragmatist. So, and the saddest part about that is
You're using an app
the
built by
implications of what that is.
pragmatists. You're speaking a
What
language
does that have to do? What does that have to do
due to
with literally
pragmatism.
anything I just said? What does that have to do with anything I just said?
The proof is in the pudding.
I think I'm the only pragmatic one here because I'm focused on how I navigate the issue.
Because
You're focused
But
on
that is a
fixing
false
the global
connection
issue.
because it's like
It's
That's
not a
not
false connection.
yeah.
This is exactly
It
the
is
reason
because
why.
it's like if I told you, hey, look, the iPhone was made by
Americans, like everything
a
else.
full-on
the past 20 years. Americans.
hold on. If I tell you the iPhone was made by a full-on capitalist who hated socialism, and now you're using it, you're being a hypocrite.
No, it
Because
was
you
made by
support
Americans.
socialism and he
Everything
didn't.
else that you
But
guys
That has
do.
nothing to do.
No, I
I
get
don't
it.
know.
It's not a philosophy.
No, but let's
That has nothing to do. I mean, when
America
choose
built
to use
something
the
free
free
market.
market,
That's why you have an iPhone.
hold on.
Well, you're just
What you
That
choose to
argument.
hold on. What you choose to acquire in a free market has nothing to do with the philosophy that you drive your life on.
Correct. And if you choose to put your child
I mean, it
in
kinda
public
does.
school, then you suffer the consequence. Your
if you're a
child will suffer the
socialist,
consequence.
If you're a
You
socialist,
guys want to
and
talk
you're
socialism,
bringing your-
pragmatism. America wants to talk dollars. You know, we want to
Man,
talk.
she's obviously
That's why we
Yeah,
have
there's
to
a layman,
She's
there's
California Bobadilla.
so.
Lisa, this is true. You know
There's
this.
but it's only control.
There's the wrong person.
Americans are looking for work everywhere.
Pragmatism
The
is.
economies are falling behind.
But
Everyone
none of
knows
you
it.
are
Pragmatism.
Open your eyes.
Pragmatism is
We got you a girlfriend.
Pragmatism is Pragmatism is the philosophy of basically dropping all principles.
That's
So,
why we're
and the
superpowers.
rules
I'm not
first-
gonna be a
Oh,
bigoted
you hope.
person. I just find these
And only first
conversations to be embarrassing.
Yeah,
Man,
as
I'm
a
just
Jewish.
so bored. Can you move it down?
Yeah, it's like to like
It's
I want
triggering.
capitalism.
I know
I
it's
want
very
all of
triggering.
these socialist
No,
policies.
it's
I'm
The
the-
hell with
around the
the
grind.
hell with it.
There will be
Right?
for me and they.
Example. You will.
You
I
don't
know
know
it's
America.
triggering. It's very
How are you
triggering.
guys pragmatists? Can you explain how you guys are
The
pragmatists?
issue
I'm
is
not pragmatist.
She doesn't care whether her butt clothes come from China or from Russia. She just cares about
Exactly. Results.
that's not the pragmatism. So yeah, and so the statement is like the Silicon Valley is pragmatist by definition are false because you don't have an insight in what the people who created those apps are. I mean, they could be rationalists, they could
They're
be
Americans.
empiricists,
That's all it is
you know,
that you need to know.
different,
Americans
everyone
in
seems to have no
America.
idea what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's yeah.
More
Like,
and
click
so,
your
yeah,
iPhone.
Americans are
it. Click
pragmatists.
your iPhone.
Okay, where's the Silicon Valley?
So I think what Simon,
Where's there
the reason
Silicon
why
Valley?
people are talking past each other is because Simon is talking about a very specific philosophical movement, and other people are talking about in layman
No,
terms. It's like what is practical.
No, I'm a pragmatist. I think I'm
How
not
are you a
pragmatist.
So you think
Randy,
there are no
I'm not,
There's
I'm not
no way
concerned
you're
with fixing the
pragmatist.
system. You
Wait,
cannot be-
Randy,
it's
how
not
are you a
pragmatic.
pragmatist?
Well, I'm telling you how. Because it's not pragmatic, it's not practical to fix the system when all individual incentives are opposed to
Randy,
fixing
that's
it. And
just
it's
let
not good to
Andre
begin
explain.
with. Pragmatically, I am better off by navigating the issue than trying to fix it. You guys can waste your time.
You're using the layman way of using that word. Just let Andre explain.
Okay, go ahead. Which word? The pragmatism? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead now. Explain pragmatism. We can use ChatGPT.
They're triggered. They're triggered by my American facts. I can tell.
This
You've
girl's
never heard
so
this
funny.
before.
I'm not triggered. I'm just telling you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
You're blushing.
Yeah, I'm not triggered. It's just.
Well, it doesn't matter, but I'm genuinely curious because I think, unless you have your own definitions of pragmatism, I don't know, you guys create your definitions. To me, it's about being pragmatic, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm using it from. Well, yeah.
No, I know, but you said it, letting go of all
Philosophically.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Letting go of all
And that's not
principles
you,
necessary for it to be pragmatic, obviously, because then you're practical. You're not an ideologue. Okay,
No,
so
that's
I'm not really
not
concerned with fixing a system where all incentives
it's
are.
not
Simon is an ideologue.
Yes, he is. I know he is. Yeah, motherfucker, your scripture is.
He believes in the religion of objectivism.
Yeah, but it's subjective.
Correct.
He's
It's based off reality.
He's the most subjective objectivist.
I know.
I wish.
Anyway, let's not reopen that file because we can go for the next 6 hours.
Son, you just read it all wrong. You need to admire the titties when they're blocking the booty. You just use them both.
Listen,
You're looking at it all wrong.
I want to see the titties and the booty and all that fun stuff.
It was hot and heavy. It was just, all I'm going to say was, people were shocked when I brought up Chuck Willery and the Love Connection. Well, that was a dating game. He got it wrong.
Seth had relapsed.
I know. It's not about Matt Goodman right now. It's about Seth getting uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, Matt. Hey, just try again. It's another day.
Try again a little bit more.
6.5 hours?
Right. What did you do this morning?
Talk
Trying to
with,
get into a
you know,
psychology
everybody in this
clubhouse.
room? I'm literally just talking.
So Musanta, stop bothering him. Anyway.
Yeah, I got a question. I want to ask about the people on
Oh, no, get
Clubhouse.
this one out of here. No. That one, he's the
All I'm doing is asking who's a pragmatist here. We can do the
Just
universal.
stick to it.
I'm not a
Well, that's my question. So who is a pragmatist? I'm not satisfied with your response. Who is a pragmatist? I see myself as a pragmatist. We can give an example and then we can see that.
Okay, look, just go on ChatGPT because you're not again, like Andre said, you're just using the word not as John Dewey expressed it, but as just a layman's understanding of it.
Okay, what is philosophical pragmatism? There we go. Let's ask ChatGPT. It's a school of thought that emphasizes the practical, oh my lord, consequences and applications, goddamn, of ideas. So it is about applications. I don't know why that's layman, and I don't know why it's totally divorced from practice.
Once again, this is not what you said. Once again,
That's literally
listen carefully. Listen carefully.
Go ahead.
What pragmatism does, it says there's no universal objective truths. Whatever works gains meaning through it being workable, pragmatic insight, right? So when you see something that works for you, a pragmatist would say, well, therefore it's true. So if you consider what
ChatGPT disagrees.
no, it doesn't disagree because I know what it's going to say.
According to ChatGPT, it is essentially married to practical consequences, as one would expect, since it's
Okay, so you don't understand.
It's an episode.
Okay,
it's not me. I'm just reading from ChatGPT.
what I'm saying, no, you're reading what I'm telling you, and then you're saying that it's
No, I'm reading from ChatGPT. It's right in front of me.
Exactly. So you're just not understanding what it tells you. It tells you.
Can I read it so that then you can reiterate it?
You look at what works, right? You do something, you do an action, you see what works, and you go,
what works?
the
What does that mean?
consequences.
What does
Because
it
you
mean?
have
Does that not mean that it has to be practical?
some positive consequences. Practical doesn't come into.
So, but you're saying you need to see what works. Isn't that an application?
This is defining what practical is.
This is pseudoscience and pseudo-intellect.
A system is. So you look at what
So I
happens,
don't
right?
know what kind of
If it
tools we
works,
have in here,
if it
but I can
works,
tell you that pragmatism is about practice because it has to be practical.
it works for you, right? It works for you. It gives you good, positive consequences of whatever action.
That's an application.
And you say, therefore, because it gives me positive, goal-oriented.
Correct. So that's an application.
On the dragon, which is evil, serpent, and scorpion, threefold is the nature of love.
It is an application.
Did you hear that? No, it is epistemology. Do you know what the fucking epistemology even is?
Yes, of course I know epistemology. How do you reach it?
Okay,
I'm wondering about
407 years ago.
Either way.
Our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived liberty,
This is
and
exactly what I
dedicated to the proposition that
No, I love my child because I know as long as people want to exist, my children will be better off. Because you'll never be able to compete.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to cover the content.
But consequence by definition means an application.
Repurpose it. You repurpose it to
But it literally means that. Okay, so it says it's a school of thought that emphasizes the practical truth and value. In essence, pragmatists argue that the meaning of concepts or propositions should be understood in terms of the practical effects they produce or lead to. You're dumb, sir.
Yeah, this is the principles.
I said what I said. The truth shall set you free. Throughout, it is about practicality. Otherwise, it wouldn't be pragmatic. Practicality is essentially applying.
You completely ignore the truth-making properties of it. This is why you have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so I mean, you know what? You should sue OpenAI because ChatGPT is
OpenAI confirmed what I was saying.
No, it didn't. I'm reading it. I'm literally reading it.
Yes, it literally did.
No, I'm literally reading it.
You just stood up.
ChatGPT said the same thing that Andre's explaining.
But that's what I'm saying is that it's essentially practical.
No, you
His
just
claims
want
that
to
it's not
disagree with
practical.
me for the purpose of disagreeing with me.
No, I'm telling you that I believe I didn't even disagree with you. I asked a question. If asking a question is a disagreement, then that's on you.
Disagreeing with me.
Yeah, I'm responsible for what I say. I hope you understand. I said I am the only pragmatist on this stage. I believe That's why I'm asking if there's someone else that's pragmatist. Are you a pragmatist?
You're not a
Are you a
pragmatist
pragmatist?
because if you were a pragmatist, when given consequences of your action, like right now, ChatGPT confirming what I said, you would agree with me and ChatGPT. But you have preconceived notion, which is the first principle for you. So and no matter what kind of evidence is given to you or practical.
No, this is so boring. Are you a pragmatist?
You would deny it. So this is why you
Are you a pragmatist?
No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, then stop wasting your
Pragmatism
time.
is
My only
pragmatism is
is
a
a
method of
pragmatist.
thinking. No,
Oh, I know he's not a pragmatist, but
California
he's
is definitely
fixing
pragmatist.
systems that are not meant to be fixed, hence they suck to
But
begin
we're not
with.
talking
I'm a
about
pragmatist.
systems. We're not talking about systems.
But he was talking about the education
Again,
system.
Well, no,
You would say that education
I said the education. Well, because John Dewey was the person who took care of the educational system.
Okay, I get that. And you see it as a bad thing. I don't see it as a bad thing.
in balance.
Okay, I don't.
Who live in joy.
Because
You can't look at how America. You can't look at like
Those
the
people
like
don't
the evolution of America and
That's why
say
you're
we're on the right
because
track.
you don't
But
understand.
I'm telling you that you
America
have
could
the
have definitely did
ability.
better.
But you have that ability to put your children in a homeschooling, and then your child will be better off, and the other child is going to public school.
That has absolutely no bearing on. No, that has absolutely no bearing on the consequences of what John Dewey did.
John
You can't
John's
say
doing.
pragmatism is good. Look at the consequences and then say, yeah, what John Dewey did was good. You
Yes,
can't
it's
say
good
that.
for me.
That's what I'm telling you.
It is good for me.
So rather than saying I could have been living in a much better society, it's good for me because I made a couple of bucks. How does that make sense?
Correct. No, it's good for me because your
That's retarded.
No, it's not. It's good for me because your child won't be able to compete with mine if you send your child to a public school. Therefore, it is good for me and my child. That's pragmatism. I choose to navigate the issue.
Yeah.
Rather than fix an issue that is not meant to be fixed.
That has really nothing to do with
That's what you guys do,
No, we get what you're saying. We get what you're saying. I'm making money. To hell with anything else. Like that's not an interesting
It's not just
discussion.
about the
That has
money.
nothing to do with what
It's
we're
about the
saying.
sustainability of that cash flow.
I'm sorry about what your kids are gonna and how much better off your kids are gonna be. Yeah, but that's not what we're fucking talking about.
Can I bring please your attention for 1 second to the chat because I think that Q is being called a non-American. What is your real nationality, Q?
Sammy just wants to complain about America because it's trendy. Like
Are you
I'm
a
the most
Chinese?
pro-American person.
Simon, you're an objectivist, Simon. Why would I willingly choose a future where it will be harder for my child to be successful?
What does that have to?
It's a question. It doesn't have to do with any. It's a simple question.
How would you know that objectively speaking, your child would have a harder future?
Because the public schooling sucks. So why would I choose to put
But in a society where you don't have pragmatism and you have a way better method of thinking where kids
But you're not answering my
a
question.
society
But
as a
also
whole would
Simon
be
does
way
not
better.
advocate for public schooling. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I'm not saying that.